Hello, everybody. Welcome to another day of the news. This is Bwana News Network. Bwana News for September. I had to look at the clock. September 20th. First story I want to talk about is the Cubeworld trailer has been released. Let's go ahead and watch this. If you don't know what Cubeworld is, this was a game that was released about 6 years ago to the masses in alpha form. And it was really highly praised. The creator of Minecraft. A bunch of other people jumped on board. A lot of hype. And then, for some strange reason, the developer went underground for 6 years and did not say a word. And then he came back and said, hey, we're releasing it. So, quite a bit of controversy around this game. It was the poster child for taking people's money and running. Because he just didn't tell anybody anything. So now everybody's excited again that the game's supposed to be coming out. And this trailer here shows some of the, some of the updated features of Cubeworld. September 30th this year. So that's like next week or something like that, or in a couple weeks. So this is Cubeworld. Again, like I said, 6 years ago. Was released in alpha form. Store page went up. Got DDoSed. I don't know if it got DDoSed by interest or for people who wanted to buy it, or from actual DDoS. According to the author, it was a legit DDoS. He posted his reasons online. I've talked about this a little bit while streaming. He posted his reasons why he went silent for 6 years. He said that he basically became depressed as a result of the DDoS. These are his own words, that the DDoS caused him anxiety and depression. So he took the $4 million he made or so and proceeded to not talk to anybody for 6 years. Now he's back, feeling better, feeling cured, I guess. I don't know. And the game's coming out. So a lot of people defending him. I don't defend the action. I think you should take responsibility as a developer, whether you're indie, one person, two persons. And if you make, not even if you make that much money, if you create a game that has this much interest, it doesn't take a whole lot to send an update that I'm taking a break, or I'm not going to be able to do this, or it's going to be a delay on the release. Just to say a one-liner like that. This guy went completely silent. Like, no communication at all. And I don't forgive that. He hasn't asked, he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. If you read his manifesto on the blog, there's no hint of remorse there. He's basically saying, I got depressed. That's my excuse. Which, that's not good enough for me. Oh, Bwana, you're so you're so anti-depression. You're so mean. No, I'm just all about taking responsibility for your actions. It's okay to have conditions like that. But it is also okay to take responsibility. Every one of us has issues that we deal with, that we don't talk about to everyone. And we get over them, or they kind of hinder us from producing or doing the things we want to do. But we live with that. That's called life. You live with that kind of stuff and you deal with it. And you overcome the adversity and, do whatever you can to work with it and around it to make life better. So no, I'm not on board with this excuse he made. I really want an apology or something. So it doesn't take much. I mean, we get all kinds of alpha games that come out that don't even release all the time. That's not even a thing. That it didn't do anything. It was just no communication at all. No, not a single word. With $4 million, you could hire someone to post a tweet for you. I'm pretty sure they'll take a lot less than that. Or someone to manage your site, to write a blog post on what's going on. You could ask somebody else to do that. Even if you're depressed, you can ask somebody else to do that. I know about crippling depression, but geez, you can ask somebody, I'm not going to be able to do this. Can you please post a blog post or something? So everybody's excited. I'm actually not, because Cubeworld I think it's a little bit too late. At its time, Cubeworld was fascinating and great. But since then, games like it have come out and done very similar, if not all the things it did. And I think a lot of people are going to realize that after the fact, that, hey, I already did this in Trove, or hey, I already did this in Lego World, or hey, I already did this in Roblox, or whatever game, I don't know, whatever games are out now. Because Cubeworld was kind of a pioneer at this time. There wasn't a whole lot out like it when it came out. That's why it was so fascinating. And now we've got this RPG system. We've got all kinds of RPG. We've got these RPG mods for Minecraft, which do a lot of the same things that Cubeworld did. I think a lot of the mods are even heavily inspired and based on what Cubeworld did, because he took a lot of World of Warcraft questing type objectives and he put them in this game. If you play WoW Classic, you probably are going to recognize some of the stuff that's in Cubeworld, because there's a lot of kill 4Ds and kill 18 birds and take their feathers and convince the Moonkin that they're not actually bears. I don't know what the WoW quests are. But as it stands, though, the game's getting a lot of hype. I had a bad experience with it, namely because I purchased the game and never got it. Contacted support, never got it. Contacted them, got deafening silence. Someone ended up buying me a copy. They were able to get one. So I never got the copy I bought, but somebody else bought it for me. So that was, I had a bad experience to begin with. And then I streamed it for a few weeks, or like a couple weeks, right? And then the developer just, like he said, like we've been saying, he went underground for 6 years. So I'm not going to defend that. I do hope the game succeeds. I never hope a game fails. But I really hope this developer learned from the last experience and will at least communicate, but with some form or fashion, whether it be a blog post, hire a PR manager. You don't even need to hire anybody, on what the future of the game is, or if there is no future, just say hi. Don't give us silence. And it's not. And a lot of people want to throw this in the bucket of entitlement. No, man, it's just common sense. You produce something, and you make a lot of money on it. You don't even need to make a lot of money on it. You produce something, and then you just throw it out there half done, not finished, and then don't say anything for 6 years. You don't even have to expect or expect anything, or be willing to, I don't know how to say it. You don't need a sense of entitlement to be upset with that. To not give any communication at all, none, is really, really bad. It makes it seem like he took the money and ran. That's why it was the poster child for that sentiment. Was Cubeworld was the poster child for a developer taking the money and running. Because that's what it looked like happened, because he didn't say anything. It looked like that he took the 4 million, whatever he made, because I got that number from King Gothalion. He took the amount of copies sold, multiplied it times the amount, and some loose tax deductions, about $4 million. He took that money and then didn't say anything for. It's like a developer took the money and ran. And the game was not done, despite what people may tell you. It wasn't done. It was very much incomplete. And people bought into the idea of the game, and I think they deserved at least a tweet. At least a tweet, but they got nothing. So it certainly looked like the game was dead. And then, out of the blue, pops up the first communication in years. Hey guys, we're releasing on Steam. And it was just like, what? So again, I never hope a game fails, but I really do hope this developer learned from the situation and doesn't do it again. Don't get another couple $1 million from Steam and then just disappear for another 6 years. Six years of silence. Not even a peep. I can't forgive that. I don't. There is nothing that he wrote in that post that convinced me. Now, if he said, "I'm truly sorry, I just messed up. I shouldn't have done that. Please, no, don't please forgive me, but I'm sorry. I legit messed up. I should have at least said something." I'll be like, all right, cool. But that's not what we got. Chat, that's not what we got. You know what we got? I was depressed. The end. Check it out, guys. Cubeworld trailer is up on YouTube. Game's coming out. Game's coming out on Steam. September 30th. A lot of people excited. I'm actually not. I'm not hating on the game, but I'm actually not excited because, like I said, I played a lot of Trove and I played a lot of games like this, and I haven't seen anything remotely similar. I mean, I haven't seen anything in this trailer that makes me want to actually play this. So yeah, Cubeworld. All right, next story. The YouTube CEO has apologized for the channel verification mess. And I meant to talk about this yesterday, and I didn't, and I feel bad. But YouTube made a proposed change to their verification process where, much like on Twitch, you have a check mark next to your name, and verified YouTubers get certain perks. One of the perks being that you can upload a video greater than, I think, 15 minutes and some other things. I think that was some limitations that they had on it. But also you get like preference on recommendations in the algorithm if you're verified. And this goes to combat I know why they're doing it. There's a lot of people pretending to be other other content providers, and they re-upload other people's content, and those re-uploads end up making tons of money, more than what the original content maker is making. This is happening to me. People are re-uploading, have been re-uploading my content, and they get a ton of views for some reason. I don't know. They're doing some stuff with the algorithm that I need to learn how to do, apparently. But YouTube is they're revamping the verification in October. And they sent messages out to certain people that they were going to be losing their verification tick, or the little check mark. And some of these people were prominent YouTubers. And it caused a big stink, a big uproar, because they were like, why are you taking it away from me? I worked so hard, blah, blah, blah. And apparently it was a mistake that some people got it and some people didn't. And I didn't get the message, but I did read that another streamer on Twitch, Giant Waffle, got a message that he was losing his verification status. And I was just like, and he has more subscribers than me. So it's kind of strange. I know I've been on YouTube longer than him and stuff like that, but he's got twice as many subs as me, and it is him. So I don't know why he would lose verification status. But this is what she says. She says, she has since apologized for the frustration and hurt that we caused during a new approach to verification. While trying to make improvements, we missed the mark. As I write this, we're working to address your concerns, and we'll have more updates soon. That's how you say sorry to the Cubeworld developer. Take notes. To our creators and users, I'm sorry for the frustration and hurt we caused with our new approach to verification. While trying to make improvements, we missed the mark. As I write this, we're working to address your concerns, and we'll have more updates soon. That's admitting that you're wrong. That's how you do it. You don't go... Susan is not saying I was depressed this week, so that's why I did this. YouTube said it's moving beyond current subscriber counts to determine whether channels should be verified. Instead of surpassing 100,000 subscribers, threshold creators could game the system to reach. I don't know how they're doing that. The service will take authenticity and prominence into account when choosing which channels to verify. It's a good practice. I actually approve of the practice. The problem is that they messed it up. That the people that they were going to remove were actually the people that were the people. And I don't know who made the judgment call. Maybe it's a people thing. Like, I don't like this person, so take away his tick. I don't know. In essence, it's adopting the approach of many other social platforms, which verify people if there's a solid chance they may be impersonated, or if there's a reasonable possibility they'll be confused with someone else. That's what Twitter does. This is what Twitch adopted with the partner program with the check mark next to your name. So you can know that that person is that person. And I could not get verified on Twitter for some reason. And I've been trying to, and they still won't verify me. And I've been on the platform 7 years? No, longer than that. My Twitter age is like, whenever Twitter came out, I got on the site the year after that. So I've been on there a very, very long time. And while my Twitter follower count is dwindling, much like my YouTube follower count or subscriber count, I am who I am. So I deserve a verified tag. There's only one Bwana. Only one. I'm just joking. As part of the change, YouTube told a strong of prominent figures they'd lose the vaunted check mark. Man, that's a weird sentence. Which is jettisoning anyway in favor of the highlighted channel names to denote verified status. This led to confusion and disappointment among many in the community, as well as concern about losing out on brand deals. Because apparently, when you sign a deal, based on your YouTube count, your verified status comes into play. If you're not verified, you won't get a deal. Pretty sure Audible works that way, and I'm thinking some other people may work that way as well. If you got a sponsorship deal, this is why people get upset, taking the money out of their pocket. So let's hope they clean it up. I hope they don't get rid of the program altogether, because the program is a good idea. There's a lot of people that are re-uploading highlights and clips and entire videos. Like, it's okay to promote another person, upload a clip of them and stuff like that, but they are making a living. They take stuff every day. They take exact videos that you do, and they re-upload them under a different name, and they get revenue for it, and they make more money than you on your content. And I think there's something fundamentally wrong with that. I really think that is something that should be fixed. Check it out. And guys, you got the details, guys. Next story, TiVo. Man, I haven't heard this name in a long time. TiVo. The DVR, digital video recorder. TiVo is running pre-ads on your recordings. They're going to be testing that, according to this article. And I was like, what? If you don't know what a DVR is, it's where you have live TV running through a machine, and you can set times, and you can set shows that you want to record, and it'll automatically record them. I know it's a very, very ancient technology for those of you who watch Netflix. Like, wow, you have to actually schedule something to record, and then you have to watch it later. You mean you can't just binge the whole season? And no, you have to actually wait. You actually have to wait until the episode comes out, and then you have to record it. And one of the benefits of TiVo, when it first came out, because I was an early adopter of TiVo, is that you could fast forward through commercials. So they even had a 30-second skip button where you go, click, 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 click. You hit it like 4 times, and it'll skip through all the commercials, and you can just continue watching. Because it was like recording it on a VHS tape or whatever. So you can just fast forward. This made advertisers really mad when it came out. I don't know if you guys remember this, but TiVo was fighting for us. They're like, our users want to be able to watch content the way they want to watch them. If your ads are being skipped, then so what? And they took a lot of flack for it, but they've survived the test of time. Apparently, TiVo needs some of that sweet, delicious ad money now. So they're testing running pre-roll video ads on your recordings. The ad spots are notably low res and worse quality than the DVR content that starts playing afterwards, according to one TiVo owner who has been served spots for Amazon, Keurig, and Toyota. It sounds like the users can fast forward through the ads, but in doing so, not that seamless. So you can fast forward through the pre-rolls, but apparently it's not working right. There are several potential reasons for TiVo ramping up advertising. Maybe the company plans to offer an ad-supported subscription with lower or no monthly fees compared to what regular customers are paying, similar to the Amazon Kindle's device with ads. No one who has paid a lifetime subscription or even a monthly plan will be pleased to see pre-roll ads. And I still have a lifetime subscription to TiVo, I'm pretty sure, although I don't use the device anymore. I was a big fan of TiVo when it came out. Whoa, man, I was all about the TiVo because I could just record whatever show I liked and then just come home and it'd be there. And then, I won't have to worry about watching it when it came out live. And then I could just watch it and then fast forward. It was so beautiful at the time. But since then, new tech has come out. Hulu, what other sites? I know Hulu has a DVR functionality. I don't know if HBO Plus does. But other online subscription sites, they do have a DVR functionality where they will record live TV for you. The only one I've ever used is Hulu. That's the only one I can remember. So other people have adopted the DVR functionality. Comcast cable boxes have DVRs built in now. So if you have cable TV, they usually have DVR functionality, which is not necessarily TiVo. It's their own software. So CNN just ran a story. This is another related story that TiVo's upcoming 2019 plans, they're going to be splitting into 2 businesses, one focused on patents and the other on actual products. So patents are a very lucrative business. So we'll see how that pans out. And it will launch with a TiVo Plus service next month. It will be free to TiVo hardware owners, and it will aggregate and recommend content based on your current subscriptions. Yeah. So check it out, guys. TiVo's going to be running pre-roll ads on your recordings. How do you feel about that? Let me know in the comments. The next story, Apple, coming off the heels of their of their iPhone and iPad and all their iOS updates and releases. They're actually pulling a release date forward, which is strange. You usually hear about things being pushed back. iOS 13.1 and iPadOS are going to be released on September 24th. I think this has to do with some critical bugs that have been found. I've been watching some reviews of the iPhone 11 Pro and the Pro Max, and they have said that iOS 13 is very, very buggy. I've had it for like a day and a half. I haven't noticed anything wrong, but I'm not doing anything super duper reviewy, or I'm not using it heavily, but it seems fine to me so far. But apparently a lot of these issues that they found have been addressed in iOS 13.1. So Apple is moving that release forward as much as 6 days. It was supposed to come out on September 30th with iPadOS. But hey, I believe it's because of the bugs, and it probably may be ready for prime time. But I really don't know. Like, I haven't seen a detailed bug list. I've just been hearing from reviewers that iOS 13 is buggy, and they said it has problems, but I haven't found a single one yet. So I'm curious to see this bug fix list that Apple puts out with 13.1. So we're gonna be watching this one closely. I just found it interesting that you just don't hear about this very often. That a company announces that something's going to come out, and then all of a sudden it gets pulled forward a week. Check it out, guys. Over in Gadget, they got the details, and it makes sense for Apple to do this. They're riding the high right now. The iPhone 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max are getting really good reviews. I just recently watched the Verge. They did a detailed review of the camera, and let me tell you, they did some really good tests, like well put together tests, and that camera looks amazing. It looks incredibly good. It's insane. I didn't think anything was going to beat the Pixel. After the Pixel 3 came out, I was just like, well, there's the best camera ever. But now Apple somehow stepped it up, and they made a better camera. So these phones, and I talked about this all the time when we watch Apple events and stuff like that, phones are being sold as they're being marketed as cameras. And secondary to cameras, battery life. Like, we've been iterating this phone so much that they all look the same. They're rectangles. They're just rectangles. And they've got, different form factors. They're coming out with curved screens, some gimmicky stuff. So they've innovated so many areas that everything is borderlining on gimmicky, like haptic touch and 3D touch. And Apple even added, as a part of iOS 13, they added the keyboard sliding thing that Android had many moons ago, which I never liked, but they put that in there by default. So everything is like, to these phones, it's just borderline gimmicky now. They're making improvements to the OS and gestures and stuff. That's cool, but it's like, it's all about ecosystem. Do you want to be on the Android ecosystem or the iOS ecosystem, and do you want a super duper good camera? That's why people are paying thousands of dollars for these, because these phones are some of the best cameras I've seen in a very, very long time, and they're in a phone. I mean, short of a DSLR, you're not going to find better pictures from a freaking camera. I mean, from a freaking phone. So that's why when they unveiled the iPhone 11 Pro, they showed you those three little eyes, those cameras. Like, this is all about the camera, and they spent like 20, 30 minutes in the presentation talking about the camera. So yeah, got to take your slow-mo selfies. 13.1, iOS 13.1, and iPadOS are releasing on September 24th. Get your free games! Get your free games! Batman is free. You get the Lego Batman and Arkham on the Epic Game Store. This has actually been true for a couple days now. People have been telling me over and over again, Bwana, did you hear about this? Bwana, did you hear about it? Yeah, I heard about it. And now I'm telling everybody else about it. Those of you who are not anti-Epic Game Store, you can go and download the Epic Games Launcher and just get these games for free. No strings attached. The only string is that you have to have the Epic Games Launcher on your computer. Listen, every month they have new games. So if you like free games, you probably want to get over the whole I hate Epic thing. I've been ranting about this many, many times, about how a lot of these big companies have deep, dark, and just nasty secrets, and they do some really shady business practices, right? Epic is not immune to that. Valve is not immune to that. I wish people would stop forgiving Valve for everything they do, because they're just as guilty as Epic in a lot of things. Blizzard, they're not innocent either. All these big companies, they are trying to make money, and they are going to cut some corners, and they're going to do things the wrong way. We forgive them sometimes. But for Epic, some people just will not forgive them, because they're buying exclusives. And that's mean and nasty, even though you can play it on PC. I don't know. I'm very indifferent about software exclusivity. I take a hard stance on hardware exclusivity. I don't like console exclusives. But if you're exclusive to a store, like on Origin, or if you're on Steam, or if you're on League of Legends launcher, or if you're on Steam with Dota 2, or If you're on Ubisoft Uplay because of you playing Rainbow, I don't care as long as I can play on PC. But Batman is free. You get 6 Batman games. That is an incredible value. Go do it. Check it out, guys. I think I got one more. Yep, Borderlands 3. This is a game that has been making some controversial waves in the market. It got really good reviews from the reviewer community, calling it one of the best Borderlands games ever. But it's had some bugs. They had some really nasty bugs which I didn't encounter, thankfully. People lost their saves. There were some cloud save bugs where people lost their saves and it since got fixed. Some more fixes are on the way for performance issues. I think it's related to specific hardware, just like on any Windows game. Specific hardware combinations are having trouble. And NVIDIA and AMD have put out game-ready drivers for the game, but it still hasn't addressed some hitching and performance problems for some people on their particular hardware devices. I'm not surprised. Borderlands 2 was the same way. Borderlands 1 was even worse. Borderlands 1 was probably, arguably, for me, the worst PC port of all time. And people raise an eyebrow when I say that. I'm like, you don't remember, do you? Borderlands 1 was the worst PC port of all time, taking the title away from Mass Effect. And that takes a lot. See, I got a good memory when it comes to bad things that old games did that we have good, fond memories of. I remember the bad. I do remember the bad. Borderlands 1 was awful. Borderlands 2 improved a lot of that, though. But overall, I think Borderlands 3 has been performing well for me, but I have a really good system and a decent Windows install. I guess you could say I don't have a lot of junk on mine. But a hotfix is supposed to be coming, and even more fixes are supposed to be coming. It's just, they're going to be updating the game. I am going to be putting a review video up. It's in my queue for what I think about Borderlands. I've almost finished the game. I think I got maybe 3 or 4 more chapters to go. I've been playing some of it off stream because my viewers say they don't want to watch me because they don't want to get spoiled. So I'm like, well, I'll just play offline then. Forget y'all. So I don't know. I'm probably going to play it tonight anyway. Forget them. They ain't going to be here anyway. But Borderlands 3, man, it's a good Borderlands game. So far, I can tell you that. It is probably, I agree with the reviewers to say it's the best Borderlands game. If you compare it to Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2, I still haven't seen anything that rivals the Tiny Tina DLC in Borderlands 2 yet. But I haven't finished the game yet, and this game hasn't had DLC yet either. But I think Borderlands 3 is the best one out of all of them. All right, so that's the news for September 20th, 2019. Let's cheer. Woo!